Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. That's BCG Talks. Today we bring another episode, but still now we are monitoring ECOWAS meetings and strategies and the way forward, whether they will get intervened in Niger or not. Now today's episode we are going to compare and contrast what is going on around in the globe, in the world, to see the hypocrisy. We want to reveal the hypocrisy that is going around the world. Okay, I will support this when it favors me, and I will not support this when it doesn't favor me. Now we are talking about coup d'etat. Okay, let's now, for example, no country, for example, most of the powerful countries in the world do not escape the fact that they have been supporting coups around the globe when it favors them. And when it doesn't favor them, they use the word democracy. Let me tell you one thing. How many, governments, especially the Americans or Europeans or whatsoever, use the word democracy when it fits them? And when it doesn't fit them, they never use it. Now, for example, in Ukraine, what did they say? The Ukrainians are fighting for their values and democracy. Right? Now, in Palestine and against Israel, are not the Palestinians fighting for their value and democracy? But if you search, Palestinians are called terrorists and Israelis are called what? Dealing with their national security threat. Now, coming about the topic, like coup d'etat, that is the talk of the day. Now, in Mali, Guinea, as well as Burkina, there were coups happening. No outrage from ECOWAS, no supporting of military intervention from France and others, because maybe they have less interest in those areas. Their level of interest is not up to par. That's why they don't bother what was going on in those countries. But Niger serves their interests. So therefore they will do all what they can to make sure that they restore power. Now, in 2014, if you can remember, in 2014, there was a coup called the Maidan coup in Ukraine. A democratic elected president, Yeltsin, was overthrown in an illegal coup in Ukraine in 2014, and another government was installed. My American government supported that coup. And according to so many experts, they say that America was behind that coup. Because Victoria Nuland was found in a tape or call leak talking who to install as the next president of Ukraine. Russia had been saying that America have supported or created a coup in 2014 in Ukraine by removing a democratic elected president. So then why then the Americans and the French are also saying that these coup leaders in Niger, they have to reinstall Bazoum because it is the democratic elected president. Now what about that coup that happened in Ukraine? What is the difference? There is recent leak now. The Pakistan cables, underground cables, have leaked that Imran Khan, the prime minister, the rightful prime minister of Pakistan, was removed, like I said, by the Americans. Because the American government tells, according to the report, tells the Pakistani parliament to go for no vote confidence to remove Imran Khan, because they have seen that Khan was leading towards Russia. And according to the reports, it is said that Khan was, his visit to Moscow was disturbance. Now, Washington told Pakistan that, okay, you know what, if you remove Khan, all the goodwill will be forgiven, and there will be a good time between Pakistan and United States of America. That's the time they call for this vote of no confidence, and they remove Khan. Khan have been saying that several times, that I am removed by the Americans. This is a coup. A democratic elected prime minister in Pakistan was removed from a vote of no confidence. That was illegally done because that was forcefully posed upon the Pakistani parliament. Can't have been, now it has been arrested. After that leak was, that communication was leaked, the Pakistan government now declared that they are going to announce election as soon as possible. And Khan have been asking for that. Now they captured him and put him in prison. Now they wanted to call for an election. According to research, Khan is the most popular politician in Pakistan. Is that fair? Can you call that justice? There are several coups. President Magufuli was killed. He didn't die a natural death. He was killed. How many coups have been backed by the US in Latin America? There are many, and countless of them. The AU and ECOWAS should be very careful about the decision they are about to take in Niger, because this can cause a regional catastrophe. We are battling with terrorists already, so we cannot afford another war in our region. It is not going to be allowed. And you can hear the people of Niger. What did they say? They are going to lay their blood to safeguard their country. These people are ready. Now, can you separate the civilians and the military? I don't think so. Because maybe, for example, if ECOWAS intervene in Niger, when the things are very hot, the military can just remove their uniforms and put on civilian clothes. Who will know that they are military? No one. And they can even carry out tactical attacks. They can be in civilian clothes and carrying out tactical attacks. That can happen. Do not call a problem in West Africa, please. Tinubu approves the religious leaders. They are asking for you to reason well. Do not follow the interests of the West in violation of Africans' sovereignty. So please, let's try and do our level best. Let's try and do our level best to safeguard the Africans' peace we know. Now, I want us to rethink or to recall what happened in Gaddafi in Libya. I just recently posted one video, Libya before and Libya now after that. Libya with Gaddafi and Libya without Gaddafi is the title of the video. You can go to the channel and see it. We don't want to have another Libya in our sub-region. We don't want that. Obama and NATO forcefully removing Gaddafi, kill him. Now, is that not a coup? Let us say coup. That is even worse than coup. Because what happened? We are killing a democratic elected president of a sovereign nation. That was an internal crisis. It does not warrant NATO to come and kill Gaddafi. That doesn't warrant them to do that. It was an internal crisis. For God's sake. Libyans were protesting. It was not NATO's business to intervene in Libya. It was not their business. But that's how you see it. This world sometimes things can happen anyhow one feels like. Because when the superpowers thinks that no one can challenge them and they can subjugate the minorities, that's where injustice starts. That's why we said in the systems of today, the system we have today, there are injustice in the justice system. The justice system is no more to be trusted because there are no justice in the justice system. Israel killing Palestinians day in, day out. What did the UN say? Nothing. What did the world leaders say? Nothing. When Russia killing Ukrainians, They are all crying out loud like no one's business. But Palestinians, they are killed by Israel, is okay. Because what? They are Arabs, they are Muslims, so their life doesn't matter. Just like President Ramaphosa, what he said in the Paris Economic Conference, that during the 2019 COVID-19, Africa feels that the life in the Northern Hemisphere is more important than the life in the Southern Hemisphere. And still now, President Ramaphosa has made that statement. Still now, they cannot realize that. Because meaning that the West, they have that thinking. Some of them, they are leaders. I don't mean the masses, but the leaders. They are political leaders. That's the thinking they have. They don't care about lives in West Africa. That's why they are pushing for this war to happen. They don't care if you kill children. They don't care if you kill males and females. They don't care if the country is in tatters. They don't care. All what they care is their economic interest to be safeguarded. Now, according to reports, it says that the Nigerian coup leaders, what did they say? If they are threatening, what happened? They will kill Mohamed Bazoum. Okay, you kill the coup leaders, now they kill Bazoum. Who will be in president? Then what is the democratic that you are saying you want to install the democratic elected president? If that president is killed, who are going to replace with it? No one. So let's try our level best. And we work towards peace. Stability is the best. War has no use, has no benefit. It will only bring chaos. Because if you create war, fathers will be dying, mothers will be crying, and children will become orphans. We don't want another proxy war in Niger. Our hearts and our hearts and support are with the Nigerians. And if ECOWAS enter into Niger, I am forecasting that this could be the end of ECOWAS. Get that straight. We don't want war. Those people behind the scene pushing you to carry out war in Niger, they don't care. Libya, look at Libya now. And we don't want another Libya in our backyard. We don't want that. African people should learn from Libya. African leaders should learn from Libya. Look at Mugabe. Mugabe is gone long way ago. Still now, Zimbabwe is under sanction. Still now, Zimbabwe is under sanction. What was the ruling? They sanctioned Zimbabwe because of Mugabe. Mugabe is dead long way ago. Still now, the sanction is still put on the Mugabe. Do you think these people, they care about people? If they care about the Zimbabweans, then when Mugabe dies, they will remove the sanction. But still now, the sanction is in place. And Mugabe has gone long way ago. Until and unless we realize this, African problems should be solved by Africans. We should not try and allow any other person who will interfere. Because ECOWAS now, they say they are activating standby forces to enter Niger. To fight with who? Your brothers? Killing one another? Because you are given money? Or you are threatened, possibly, that if you don't go intervene, this is what we are going to do. Now, sometimes you think things are not going well. Now look at all French-speaking countries in West Africa. 85% of their budget is saved in France. Any of those countries have natural resources, they should notify France first before any other country is being notified. Is that sovereignty? That is a continuation of colonization in another form. They will always wanted to install French puppet governments people who will lead under the interest of France. And they don't care about the civilians. When Macron came into power in France, I was pleased, especially myself, because I think that Macron, the mission he was having and the plan he was having for Africa at that time will at least be 50-50, and it will favor the French countries, French-speaking countries in Africa. But later on, I find out that that will not be. This is a law in France that no matter who comes into power, you have to abide by it. So, even though Macron can have a good will, but the law will not allow him to do that. So we should try and take responsibility as Africans, solve our problems. We cannot continue to bow down under imperialism and colonialism. We should support our people. If you come to many African countries, many people, they live with no electricity, no clean water, no good health. Even education is a problem for them to get good education. The education system in our countries in Africa is broken to the ground. It is at its lowest possible broker. So we should try and do our level best to continue talking with this junta to make sure that there is peace and stability in Niger. If Tinubu thinks that attacking Niger will solve his problem, that is a big fabrication. Because if you attack Niger, Nigerian will enter into Nigeria, whether you like it or not. Just like Poland, what happened in Poland? When Russia attacked Ukraine, more than millions of Ukrainians have entered Poland, and Poland is facing that problem now. The same thing will happen. If you attack Niger, millions of Nigerians will penetrate the border of Nigeria, and they will enter into your country as refugees. And you will have to carry out the abort because you are the cause. Because you are the leader of ECOWAS. You should have prevent this from happening. These leaders, they will use military, in fact, for their own safety. Because they think that if they don't send a message, the next thing is them. So they are afraid that, you know what, we have to take an action to show other Africans not to send a message to the Nigerian coup. This, for example, military intervention ECOWAS is about to take, it is not to send a message to the junta in Niger, no. But it is to send a message to other African soldiers who are about to plan a coup in their countries. You know what, look, don't dare do that. Because if you do that, we are coming after you. That's the message they wanted to send in order to protect their presidency. If you don't want people to coup you, to replace you, or to take over your government, do what is necessary. Look at President Kagame. He's doing wonders in Rwanda. Museveni is doing marvelous in Uganda. Do what is necessary. No one will overthrow your government. I thank you. Share this video, like, and subscribe. I thank you all. Sorry for my emotion.